I'll speak briefly. The Sierra Club did submit lengthy testimony for this legislative analysis. I just want to thank the Senate Democratic Conference for holding this hearing today. You all have shown great leadership since the advent of this issue in 2008. I know that the Democratic Conference put tremendous pressure on David Patterson to initiate the draft supplemental, and since then you've done tremendous amounts to maintain this de facto moratorium. I apologize, today is Earth Day Lobby Day. I missed most of the hearing, so I'm sure that you covered quite a bit. I do want to at least make it clear the Sierra Club does support 4220, the ban bill. I know this has been a very difficult debate internally, but we support your efforts to make a very strong statement in New York after reviewing this since 2008 and participating in the secret process. We have come to the conclusion that there is no safe way to do this in New York and that the DEC doesn't have the appropriate staff. Plus, looking at our goals for climate change, our goals for a renewable future, building infrastructure for hydrofracking is diametrically opposed to that goal of a renewable future. So with that said, we certainly support the efforts of your conference to push a health impact analysis through the legislature this year. And I thank you for trying to do what you could through the budget. It was a fascinating process, and we fell short. I want to just express a little caution maybe, and this will be my concluding remark. Do no harm. I think that there will be some pressure, perhaps from the Senate majority, if we do apply enough pressure to get something done, and I think that there are some pitfalls that we want to avoid. On the local control issue, clearly the DEC can make that decision today that municipalities have the right to ban or to at least have powers over their local ordinances and zoning. We have two very strong court decisions from conservative justices. The Oppenheimer bill will do the job in terms of codifying it, but we know that there will be pressures to constrain those decisions. I would stay away from them if there is changes in language. I think we can really harm those decisions. On the hazardous waste loophole bill, I want to praise Senator Grisanti for expressing interest where most of the Senate majority has not, but I think that these bills do create some problems. He tries, I believe, to take your bill, closing the hazardous waste loophole bill, and find solutions to do the same thing. But because he differentiates between high volume and low volume, and we will anticipate thousands of low volume wells in the future, same waste streams, same problems, it will create a loophole, and I've outlined a number of scenarios in which these bills could perhaps harm our goal of reducing, if not eliminating, hazardous waste in our waste facilities. I'll just conclude by saying many of the legislative priorities outlined in the comments we gave you are measures that the governor can do immediately and unilaterally without legislative approval, affirming local land use laws in the context of oil and gas development, closing unfair loopholes that protect the industry from properly treating waste, mandating essential public health impact assessments for fracking, or even coming to the just conclusion that fracking should not advance at all in New York State are decisions that Governor Cuomo could make today. We have put a lot of pressure on you and the Assembly to find solutions to these problems because the governor, to this point, has not acted. We appreciate your efforts, but if we were to see any real resolution on fracking, we need your continued leadership to advance these issues to the governor's desk and you as a conference. And I realize, you know, he gave you horrible districts, the relationship isn't great, but I think as a unified conference, you should be asking for all these measures for him to do unilaterally through executive order, and if you can't do it through legislation. So thank you.